Hello all, welcome back to the BioRox channel. In this video today, I'm going to teach you regarding the types of the vascular bundles. Okay, so what are these vascular bundles? We have learned in the previous videos about the vascular tissues. If you remember, we spoke about the xylem and the phloem, which are the transportation systems of the plant body. Okay, so these are conducting the water and minerals. The xylem is going to conduct the water and minerals from the roots to the top of the different parts of the plant body, and the phloem was conducting the organic solutes which were being synthesized during the photosynthesis process from the source to that of the sink, that we could see. So we see that these vascular tissue systems are going to occur as distinct patches in the plant. Okay, so we call these as vascular bundles. So we are going to classify our vascular bundles based on the presence of the what you call is cambium, as well as based on the presence, that is based on their arrangement. We are going to classify these vascular bundles into different types. So today we are going to look at these types of vascular bundles. Okay, children. So as I told you that vascular bundles are nothing but the distinctive patches of the vascular tissue systems of the plant body is called as a vascular bundles. So they are like based on the arrangement, they are classified as a radial, the conjoint, and the concentric types. Okay, these are based on the arrangement, and we can even classify the vascular bundles based on the what you call is presence of the even cambium tissue also. Okay, so let us just first consider regarding this particular thing in detail. So children, today I'm talking about the types of vascular bundles. Okay, types of vascular bundles. So vascular bundles are nothing but what? The patches, the distinctive patches of your vascular tissues. Which are those vascular tissues? Are nothing but your xylem as well as phloem. Okay, so these xylem and phloem are the conducting vessels of the plant body, where we see that the xylem was conducting the water and minerals. Okay, and your phloem was conducting the organic solutes. Okay, it was conducting the organic solutes. And remember, children, these vascular tissues, that is xylem and phloem, are also a best example for the complex tissues, as we could see that there are different types of cells which are making up these xylem as well as phloem. So these are the best examples for the complex tissues in the plant body. Remember, children, from where does the xylem and phloem develop is actually what we have is we have apical meristems, right? So we have the apical meristems. So these apical meristems are going to actually contain what we call is a procambium. Okay, it comprises of the procambium. So during the growth of this apical meristem, okay, so during the growth of the apical meristem, what happens is your procambium, or this particular, so this is during the growth. So during the growth of the apical meristem, now what happens is they are going to give rise to, they give rise to long elongated cells which are very much rich in cytoplasm. They have very rich or denser cytoplasm. Okay, so such cells are being formed during the growth of the apical meristem. Okay, and these cells, so this is give rise to the elongated cells which are rich in the cytoplasm. And these elongated strands of cells, these elongated strands of cells, now what they do is they are going to differentiate, they are going to differentiate and form the separately xylem as well as phloem. So this is a procedure how your xylem and phloem is developing from the procambium of the apical meristem. So procambium is nothing but it's an example for your promeristem that we have already learned in one of our videos when I was speaking about the meristematic tissues. So now coming on to children, based on the presence of, so we are classifying the vascular tissue, we are classifying the vascular tissue or based on two categories. One is going to be, we are classifying it based on presence of the cambium. Okay, based on presence of cambium. Okay. And second category is we are classifying it based on the arrangement. This is also important. So based on arrangement, based on the presence of cambium, we are classifying our vascular bundles now into different categories. Okay. So based on the presence of the cambium, children, now what we'll do is we are classifying it as a open and closed types. What is open is nothing but they are open for the secondary growth. Why? What happens here is actually your vascular bundles. For instance, if I'm going to take up the vascular bundle, the xylem as well as the phloem. Okay. So in between the xylem and the phloem, if there is presence of a cambium tissue, if there is presence of this cambium layer, we call this as open. Why? Because cambium is going to facilitate, it is going to facilitate the secondary growth. Okay, it's going to facilitate the secondary growth. So since there is a secondary growth chance, and since this is open for the secondary growth, we call this as an open type of vascular bundles. Now closed is nothing but there is no presence of cambium, children. If there is no presence of cambium, can there be a secondary growth? No, there will never be a secondary growth. So usually these open types are being seen in the dicots, and where we can see the secondary growth, and the closed is being seen usually in the monocots where you can't see the secondary growth. Okay, children, is it clear for you? Now coming on to the based on the arrangement, now we are classifying them into radial, the first thing. The radial is nothing but here you can literally consider that the vascular tissues are not vascular bundles at all. Why? Because the xylem and the phloem are present separately. They are not present as a bundle. Okay, and they are present on the different radii. This is another important point. So here the vascular tissues are present on the different radii. Secondly, they are not present as a bundle here. They are not present as a bundle. This is important. They are present separately. They are present separately. So these are the points which make up your what you call is a radial sort of vascular bundle. So based on the arrangement, this is called as a radial type. Okay, and the next one that we are going to have is conjoint or conjoint. Conjoint is nothing but they're present togetherly, as we have seen in this particular case here. So here you can see that the vascular tissues are present as a bundle, one above the other. Xylem and the phloem are placed as one bundle. Xylem is towards the interior, okay? It is towards the interior, towards the pith. And phloem is towards exterior, okay? Towards the epidermal side. Interior is being called as adaxial, okay? Adaxial. And the arrangement exterior is called as abaxial, we are going to call as. So if they are present as such as a bundle placed one above the other, we are going to call it as a conjoint, we are going to call, okay? So now let me take a fresh page. So based on the arrangement, children, so based on the arrangement, we have classified our vascular bundle into the first category where this is radial, where they are present as separate patches here, the xylem and phloem present on the different, what you call is radii. And the secondly, we could see that they are conjoint, where we can see that they are placed one above the other. Okay, this was the thing. And sometimes we can even see this was being called as what? This was being called as a conjoint. Okay, these conjoint are usually seen where, you know, these are mostly seen in the stems as well as leaves, we can see. And remember, children, radial are mostly found in the roots of dicots as well as the monocots. Roots of the dicots and monocots, we can see the arrangement as a radial, whereas in the stems and leaves, we can see that they are present as a conjoint. Okay, and next coming on to is going to be uh, conjoint is going to be of different types, like it might be collateral. Collateral is nothing but here, as we have seen, that they are present one above the other. One is adaxial, one is abaxial. And in this collateral, again, we have open as well as closed. What is open, children? If the xylem and phloem are present as such with the cambium tissue, then it should be called as they're open for the secondary growth. And if they are present one above the other without any cambium tissue, they are not open for the secondary growth. So we call it as a closed type of what you call as a collateral conjoint vascular bundles that we can see here. Okay, and we can see another one which is being called as a bicollateral. Okay, bicollateral we are going to call. Bicollateral is nothing but here we can see that the xylem, you can see interior towards the xylem there is phloem, and even out of the xylem also, towards the exterior of the xylem also, there is presence of the phloem. Usually we see this in the cucurbitaceae family. This is being seen mostly in the cucurbids. Okay, bicollateral conjoint vascular bundles are seen over there. Okay, the next thing that we can see is another type which we can call it as a concentric. Okay, we are going to call it as a concentric vascular bundles. What is concentric is nothing but one of the vascular bundle will be surrounded by an other one. Okay, we usually call this as a type of arrangement as a hadrocentric. Hadrocentric. Or there's another term, children, for this which is being called as amphicribral. We are going to call it as amphicribral arrangement. Okay, this is concentric. This is one type of concentric. Okay, the second type is phloem is based inside and it is surrounded by the xylem. So this is also another type where we can see, we call this as a amphivasal. We are going to call amphivasal, or we call it as leptocentric vascular bundles. Okay, so we can see either the radial arrangements, we can see the conjoints where they are collateral. Okay, they can be collateral open, closed, and we can see concentrics where they're surrounding each other, and these might be the amphicribral or amphivasal. The amphicribral called as hadrocentric, as well as amphivasal called as a leptocentric. And we can even see the bicollateral conjoint vascular bundles also. So children, coming on to the amphicribral or hadrocentric, this is usually seen in the vascular traces that are present in the ovules, seen in the fruits, okay, and seen in the flowers. We can see that there are some vascular traces. There we can see that they are the hadrocentric, whereas amphivasal example is going to be your begonia. Begonia, one of the epiphyllous but example it is. Okay, so even begonia is going to have the amphivasal leptocentric types of what we call is a vascular bundles. Okay, so where did the vascular tissue develop from? It has developed from the procambium. Okay, now let me share the slide for you. Let me show you the slide, children. So this will be giving you more information. As you can see the image of the classification over here. Okay, let me show you this particular one. Yeah. So this is based on the arrangement. The one is radial, where they are present distinctively, separately on different radii. They're present. They are not present as a bundle. This is your radial. And the next one we can see they are present separately here. Okay, present separately. Okay, next one we have is a conjoint, where the conjoint is going to be collateral, where they are placed one above the other. The presence of this particular, these are the xylem, the phloem in between with the cambium. So we call it as a open. And remember, children, your vascular tissue is called as a fascicles. We are going to call it as a fascicles. We call this as a fascicles. Okay. So let me, the fascicles are going to actually, and since these two are being, which one, the xylem and phloem are regarded as a fascicles, the cambium present in between them can be called as what? Fascicular cambium. Okay, and the next one we have is collateral closed. They are present one above the other, but there is no presence of cambium in between, so we call it as a closed ones. Okay, and next we have is a conjoint, where again you can see that they are arranged one above the other, but it is bicollateral. This is bi because on both the surfaces, so that is of the exteriors and interiors of the xylem, you can see the presence of the phloem, see in the cucurbits. And next we have is concentric, where they are actually surrounding each other over here. And these surrounding ones, you can see that phloem is inside and outside is a xylem, we call it as amphibasal. And the xylem inside the phloem surrounding is going to be called as a amphicribal. Okay, so these are the different types of your what you call is vascular bundles. Okay, so let me first once go to the same content what I have taught you. So let me write the fascicles for you, because I haven't just spoke about fascicles before. So remember children, the vascular tissues can also be called as what? They can also be called as fascicles. We can even regard them as fascicles. And the cambium present here, the cambium present in between the what we call is both of the xylem and phloem can otherwise be called as fascicular cambium, because fascicles means the xylem and the phloem, the vascular tissue. Okay, so I hope you all have understood children. So I request you all to just understand this video well. Just go back to the xylem, phloem, and the meristematic tissue videos. If you just refer, it is going to give you a here more what you call is clear-cut picture regarding this particular tissue systems in the plant body or the anatomy, because we'll be proceeding with the transosections of the root and the stem, and then that is going to give you, that is going to make more easier if once you are going to refer to such videos. Okay, so thank you all children. I hope you all have understood this one. If you have liked the video, please hit the like button. And if you like the video, please do comment in the comment section how you felt, as well as please share this channel to many others, because this is going to help them all. Okay. Thank you all.